Earth is one of the most unique planets known to humankind. The Earth's atmosphere, magnetic field, and distance from the Sun and other planets in our galaxy are just a few of the elements that make it a perfect place for life to thrive. All around the world, incredibly diverse life forms flourish in equally diverse ecosystems, from the rainforest of the Amazon to the polar ice caps, to the African savanna and the coral triangle in the Pacific Ocean. Welcome to Wild Classroom. My name is Rachel, and today we're heading on a virtual field trip to explore the sights and sounds of the rainforest ecosystem known as the Amazon. With the help of a few others, we'll learn about some of the people, animals, and habitats that make the Amazon so special, and debunk some common misconceptions about this incredible place.
Glad you could come along. Let's go.
The Amazon is the world's largest tropical rainforest and one of the most important freshwater and forest ecosystems on the planet. To help us learn more about what the Amazon is and where it's located, let's call in one of our WWF experts, Josefina. Hi, Josefina.
Hi.
Thanks so much for joining us today on our field trip to the Amazon.
Thanks for having me. The Amazon is a very special and important place, so I'm always happy to share what I know and explore it with others. The Amazon stretches across 8 countries in South America: Brazil, Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, and Suriname, plus French Guiana and overseas territory of France. It is a biome, meaning it's one of Earth's largest regions that contains life. The Amazon biome includes tropical rainforest, but also other connected ecosystems such as savannas, grasslands, and swamps. At its heart lies the Amazon River Basin, home to the Amazon River, the second longest river on Earth after the Nile River in Africa. Many smaller waterways, such as the Tapajós River, feed into it. The Amazon River Basin makes up about 40% of South America. That's almost the size of the continental or mainland United States.
That's impressive. So, how do the river and forest work together?
The Amazon is an example of a complex, interdependent natural system. So, although the river and forest might function differently, they are deeply connected. What happens to one will undoubtedly affect the other. And together they form a vast natural system where animals, plants, and ecosystems are all linked in countless ways.
So cool! Let's jump in and take a closer look at the forest. The Amazon makes up about half of the planet's remaining tropical forests. There are close to 50,000 different plant species found there, including various types of ferns, orchids, mosses, palms, and of course, trees. It's estimated there could be nearly 400 billion trees in the Amazon. These trees play an important role in the water cycle by creating clouds. They pump tons of water into the air and influence rainfall, not only in South America, but even as far away as the Midwest United States. And that's not all these superhero trees can do. They also pull greenhouse gases from the air and trap and store carbon in the soil, preventing it from entering our atmosphere and helping to slow the rate of climate change. Now, onto the rivers. The Amazon River flows for nearly 4,000 miles. Did you know? That's about the driving distance from Maine to California. It originates high in the Andes Mountains in Peru, before it drops in elevation and winds its way east through the vast rainforest, past cities and villages, to the Atlantic Ocean. The Amazon River may take second place to the Nile in terms of length, but it comes in first in terms of the amount of water that it carries. Between 15 and 20% of all the world's flowing freshwater travels through the Amazon before entering the Atlantic Ocean. With so much freshwater, it's no wonder it's home to so much life. Within the Amazon River's hundreds of tributaries and streams is the largest number of freshwater fish species in the world. About 2,400 different species, including piranhas, which, despite their often negative reputation, are actually really important members of their ecosystem as a food source for top predators. True or false? Piranhas are vicious predators that attack humans for their blood. Consider this myth busted. In fact, most piranhas are actually herbivores, and those that do eat meat typically eat other fish or crustaceans. From the fish in the rivers to the birds in the towering canopy above, the rainforest is teeming with life and bursting with biodiversity, including more than 370 types of reptiles, thousands of different butterflies, and many kinds of endemic wildlife, animals that aren't found anywhere else in the world. In fact, the Amazon is home to so many different species that it's thought to contain roughly 10% of all the species on Earth. And that's just counting the species we know about.
Did you know, on average, a new species of animal or plant is discovered in the Amazon every other day?
As much as 90% of the biodiversity remains unidentified in some parts of the biome. Come on, let's explore. Can you spot the big cat? Weighing over 300 pounds, the jaguar is the third biggest cat in the world. They are very powerful and have a strong bite that helps them hunt animals like deer, armadillos, and turtles. Jaguars are excellent climbers and swimmers, and they need large areas of tropical rainforest and riverbanks to live and find food. As top predators, they help keep the food chain balanced. Look, up in the trees! It's a black spider monkey. These monkeys play an important role in the rainforest by spreading seeds that help new plants grow. Their strong tails can grip like an extra hand, letting them hang from branches and reach for food. Now, let's slow things down. Sloths are known for taking life slowly. Each day, they travel less than half the length of a football field and sleep for around 8 to 10 hours a day. Their low energy comes from a slow metabolism, meaning their bodies process food for energy very slowly. Sloths spend most of their time staying safe up in the trees, where they are camouflaged from predators such as jaguars and eagles. One species that avoids predators without using camouflage is the poison dart frog. Instead, they use bright colors to warn that they are not to be messed with. Their skin secretes a dangerous poison that can paralyze and even kill predators. So remember, look, but don't touch. Did you hear that? The Amazon is home to over 1,000 different species of birds, including toucans, watsons, hummingbirds, and macaws. Macaws live in flocks. They often mate for life and can live up to 60 years. They're also super smart. Some can even mimic human speech. And speaking of intelligence, let's check out one of the Amazon's most iconic animals, the Amazon river dolphin, also known as the pink river dolphin. It only lives in fresh water. Unlike marine dolphins, freshwater dolphins have poor eyesight due to the murky river waters they live in. So they must rely heavily on echolocation to find food. Echolocation is when animals locate distant or invisible objects by releasing sound waves that bounce off the objects, allowing them to picture an image of their surroundings in their minds. These dolphins are an indicator species, which means their health tells scientists how the whole ecosystem is doing. If they're thriving, the river likely is too. Many might think of the Amazon as a remote wilderness, but it's actually home to over 47 million people, nearly the population of California. Among them, 2.2 million are indigenous or traditional peoples who rely on the forest for their livelihoods. These peoples represent over 500 distinct groups, more than any other region on Earth. Did you know? These groups speak around 300 distinct languages and carry deep traditional ecological knowledge, which includes generations of wisdom about the forest, its species, and how to live sustainably within it. This knowledge is reflected in their daily lives. They depend on the forest for food, clothing, traditional medicines, and transportation, often traveling along the region's vast network of waterways. Living so closely with nature also means they must protect themselves, not only from the wildlife they share their home with, but also from outside threats, like those seeking to take advantage of the area for profit. For example, the Uru-Eio-Wauwau people in Brazil faced invasions by loggers and farmers who were using any means necessary, including burning the forest, to clear the land and either convert it for agricultural use or take the timber. To help stop deforestation, WWF teamed up with local environmental protection groups to support the Uru-Eio-Wauwau people. They provided tools like drones, smartphones, and camera traps so the community could spot and document anyone cutting down these trees illegally. The information they gather is shared with other groups that work to protect the rainforest, helping the Uru-Eio-Wauwau people defend their land and keep the forest safe. These types of technology, combined with the Uru-Eio-Wauwau's traditional knowledge of the forest, passed down through generations, make a powerful team for conservation. But even with these efforts, there's still a lot of work to do to protect the Amazon and all of the incredible life that depends on it. In the last 50 years, about 17% of the Amazon has been lost because of human activity. That's an area about the size of France. Most of this has happened because the forest is being cleared to make space for farms and ranches. As the global demand for products like soy and beef grows, more and more forests are being cut down to plant crops and raise cattle. We're not only losing the trees to agriculture, infrastructure like dams and roads is being built throughout the Amazon, leaving the forest vulnerable to being cut down and fragmenting important habitats, including rivers that dolphins and other animals depend on. Losing the forest also contributes to another big problem: climate change. The Amazon is one of our best natural tools in the fight against climate change because of its ability to store carbon. But when trees are cut down, all that stored carbon gets released into the air, making the planet even warmer. These hotter temperatures can cause more droughts and fires and less rain. Without the trees, we lose that natural shield that protects people, animals, and the planet. And when that protection is gone, we begin to move closer to a tipping point, where the rainforest will no longer be able to provide the support that we all depend on. People all over the world, including you and me, rely on the Amazon. It provides us with food, fresh water, wood, and medicine, and even helps filter the air we breathe. It also helps keep our climate stable by storing carbon and managing the water cycle. Scientists have warned if we lose the Amazon, we lose one of our best chances to fight climate change. But there is good news. A lot of the Amazon is still standing, and there's still time to protect it. Together, we can help keep the Amazon healthy for generations to come. WWF has worked to protect the Amazon for over 40 years by supporting sustainable farming, working with local communities and governments, and helping conserve critical ecosystems. Maybe Josefina can tell us about one of the programs that is helping conserve the Amazon.
I'd be happy to. Perhaps most notable of WWF's Amazon effort is ARPA, the Amazon Region Protected Areas Program, which is the world's largest effort to protect tropical forests. Created by the government of Brazil with WWF and other partners, ARPA brought together different groups to help Brazil conserve the Amazon. Today, ARPA continues to help reduce deforestation, support local communities, and protect wildlife. In addition, WWF's Connected Rivers of Resilience initiative protects the Amazon River by helping communities understand the risks of big construction projects like dams, supporting stronger river protection laws, sharing better energy creation ideas, and working with partners and indigenous groups to keep the river healthy and flowing freely. Hey, I have to run, but thanks for letting me tag along on your field trip today, and thank you for learning more about our incredible planet. It is up to us to help protect these amazing places.
Thanks, Josefina. Bye.
Bye.
Like Josefina said, it's important for us to do what we can to help protect our planet. Even if you live far away from the Amazon, there's a lot that you can do. Learn about the Amazon and speak out. Keep exploring the Amazon and teach others what you've learned. Write a letter to local representatives or start an environmental club at your school or in your community. Get familiar with products that come from rainforests. Many everyday items contain ingredients that come from the Amazon. Things like chocolate, medicine, shampoo, Brazil nuts, acai, and coffee. Check the labels and choose options that support responsible forestry practices. Reduce your use. To help reduce the effects of climate change, always remember to turn off and unplug devices and appliances when they're not in use. Use public transport, ride your bike, walk when you can, and conserve food and water. We all need to help protect the Amazon because although it may feel far away for most of us, we all depend on the services it provides. Thanks for joining us today on this virtual trip through the Amazon. What will you do after this field trip to help protect this region? To learn more about the Amazon and how you can help protect it, visit wildclassroom.org. See you later!